Hey everybody, this is Hard Hat Conversations. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Happy Labor Day. It's all for the laborers out there that got to get up every day, every morning, every night, every afternoon to go out there and hump it and grind it and do what they got to do to survive. Sorry about my voice. I was partying over the weekend a little bit, so it's a little dry. I'm not a heavy drinker, so one or two beers and a shot, and I'm good. So I'm a lot older now, so I can't handle what I used to handle. But for the first episode, like I said, I'm new at this, so give me a break. I'm trying to stay positive, do some good stuff. I want to talk about a lot of different stuff. I don't know everything, so that's why I want your feedback. Don't get mad at me. Don't hate me. Just debate with me and give me some good ideas because I'm quite sure I can learn something as well as I'm trying to show you something as well. So, first thing I'm gonna go off with is the dreaded, you know what it is, politics. I try to keep it at a minimum because some people get upset about it, and I don't understand that. It's just debating and talking, it's politics. It's just a conversation, about what you agree with some of the stuff some of the candidates say and some of the stuff they don't. So I don't know why people get all upset about it. And like I said, this is live right now, so I'm not editing or doing anything. So if you see anything, hey, it is what it is. I'd rather be live than sit up there and cut up stuff and all that because this is who I am for the most of the part. So here we go. Politics. Let me look at my little notes. Like I said, I'm from old school, so let me look at my notes a little bit. Politics. First of all, we're gonna jump in it real hard, real quick. The two candidates. You got Donald Trump and you got Kamala Harris. Hope I said her name right because a lot of the shows I see, they instead of debating the topics and the real kitchen table issues, they worried about how you say her name. Hey, everybody got a different name. It's no disrespect if you pronounce it wrong. Some people pronounce some of your kids or some of your family members' names wrong, but it's not like they're talking about them or something. And let's get one other thing going too. We know racism and all that is out there in some parts, but it's not as bad as it used to be. It's still out there, and trust me, I know I experienced a little bit of it on a small level. And my parents, they grew up in the Jim Crow laws, so they taught me the stories, and I understand a lot of it. I understand the history and stuff, but just like me, you, and everybody else out there in the world, people change, and some don't. So those that don't want to change, we got to keep them in the limelight. We got to keep that racism. We got to keep all this old shooting and killing and all this old crazy crime stuff down. We got to slow it down, folks. It's always going to be here, but we got to keep it as a minimum, so we don't want it to take over. We'll be all in chaos. So that's all I'm gonna say on that real quick. But the politics, real quick, all I can say is from what I read from different shows and information I can get on hand from little time that I have, because a lot of time I'm at work trying to make it just like you guys. I'm a blue collar worker, whatever you want to call it. I'm hustling, grinding, whatever you want to call it these days. I'm just trying to make an honest living and do the best I can and treat everybody the same. So for what I see with the politics, I see a lot of games playing. We know that a lot of people go into politics to do better for themselves, just like we do better for ourselves when we go from job to job. So you can't hate them on that part. But the only part I don't like about it is when they start lying to the people, saying what they're going to do, and that's a problem we all have. I have that problem sometimes, so I have to check myself. And I'm quite sure you guys and ladies out there have to check yourself as well. So let's be honest with it. Let's say, hey, we all in the same pot. But when you're in a higher position and stuff like that, there's more responsibility. So you have to act a certain way and do certain things, because you're not representing just your own family and yourself. You're representing other folks as well. And let's not forget, politics is dealing with tax dollars. So they don't make anything like I do or like you guys do. Or if you're in the service department, firemen, police, whatever, factory, hospitals. I can keep going on and on. You understand what I'm saying? Construction, cooking in the kitchen, housekeeping, all that. You guys are producing stuff. politics, when they get in, people get into politics, this is my point of view. Like I said, I don't know everything, but they're using people tax dollars, so they have less responsibility to manage the money, even though they're supposed to manage the money. But to me, there is less responsibility because they are a big body of people that just get a whole pool of our tax dollars and do what they have a small group that vote and do what they say. I think it's what 436 representatives. I'm not sure, and 100 senators, something like that. Like I said, I'm just talking real talk. I'm just your average Joe, man. I'm nobody special, but I'm just trying to share some little information I can because I like to get information too and help me out. So I would say vote for your wallet this time around this election. I don't care about who slept with who and who did this because we all got issues and stuff, you know. And I like morals. Don't get me wrong, but everybody can't be perfect. And we know politics is not a perfect world. You know, we're not gonna have the do-gooders in politics. You know, we're gonna see some good and we're gonna see some bad. So, you know what they always say: weigh the less of evil, or whatever that old saying is. So this just my opinion. I will vote for your pocketbook because I don't have time for all that other mess. We can work on that other mess later on, but I tell you what, you can't work on nothing without money. I hate to say that, but this is the reality we live in. Money moves things. So first of all, we have to follow the money. We all know this. We've seen movies and heard this over and over in our lives. Follow the money. So we have to vote for our pocketbooks. You know, we have to be a little more wiser with our money. You know, it took me a long time. I'm an old man now, but it took me a long time to understand that because I just want to go out there and do whatever I can and have a good time. But you can't do that. So you got to be careful. You can have a good time, but you can't do it every day, folks. You just can't. You just can't. It just won't work. And also in the welfare system, we need a welfare system. You know, people fall on hard times. You know, um, this country has plenty, but you know, there's it's like today. It's like the fuel, just sucking up everything. They buying up everything. It's like the small person. The road is getting tighter. You know, where you can try to make it. Not saying that you can't make it. Don't get me wrong. You can make it. You got to work hard. We understand that. We've been working hard. That's why we're still here. But it's getting real tight. You know, a lot of people that got the upper hand is really putting the screws on us, and I think it's quite unfair that these food prices, the utilities, water, gas, like it's crazy, man. Somebody need to do something about this. The people that we vote in office need to stop this, you know. And don't tell me that they can't regulate some of that stuff. Some of that stuff they have to regulate because that stuff you need to live on. You know, you can't. You can survive without a Rolls Royce. You can survive without a Gucci bag and stuff like that. But water, food, come on, guys up there in the White House and in the Senate and representatives, cut this out, man. Y'all got to slow them big companies down and slow yourselves down. I know you invest in those companies and stuff, and that's fine. You make money and stuff, but sometimes we even the so-called smart people get out of hand, and we got to slow them down because we outweigh the smart people. Because at the end of the day, you are the consumer, and without you buying them products, um, they not gonna get rich. So my advice to you with this politics right now is to vote with your wallet this time around, and we can work on other social issues as we get our money together because we can hoop and holler and do all this. But at the end of the day, if you live in the real world, money moves everything, and it helps get the movements going as well. Not saying that you don't have to. You can do it without money. Of course, you don't need to be rich to make grassroots movements. We've done that in the past. We've seen that happen. But I'm just saying, for this election, I will vote for my wallet. So I don't care black, white. I'm not getting into all that right now. You know, there's time and places for that, for everything. We just can't just drive that all the time, you know. But there is places for it, and that's when we need to drive it. So let's stay focused, folks. Let's not say this and that and that and this. Let's stay focused on who's going to benefit us. And then just be honest, all my other brothers and sisters of, color and all that, I get tired of that term. I'm a human being at the end of the day. But I know we have to identify in this world. We have to identify ourselves as colors, because that's what we've been braided and go on. And hopefully we can get away from that, because I see signs of us trying to get away from that a little bit. But everybody else, like I said, this time, if you disagree with me, that's fine. That's okay. That's what we're here for. I disagree with some of the stuff you say. That's fine. I still love you. But let's ask them what they're gonna do for, let's say, everything else. Let's say, oh, okay, is it wrong to say what's wrong with what you're gonna do for the black people? Is that so harsh? We know you're the president and vice president of everybody else, but when are we gonna start working on these slums of these cities? We have all these black mayors. You know, we have a lot of dollars coming to our community and stuff. And when we're gonna really start putting some money in our community, start making it look good and pleasant so people don't mind living down in there. Let's be honest. Do you want to live with trash and crime in it all the time? We can slow some of that down. We're not going to get rid of it. We're just not going to get rid of it. There's some people, everything is not mental illness. Some things are just, people are just bad. That's my opinion. That's what I'm talking. Some people are just bad. That's why we have prisons. That's why we have certain facilities. Because if you just let all the bad people run amok, then it'll be chaos as it is now. We got children out here, 15 years old, running around wanting to steal cars, doing all this stuff. 15 years old, man, you trying to, you transferring into adulthood. You trying to find yourself. You still having fun. You still in a childlike way, not worried about the big stuff that's coming ahead in a few years. So you shouldn't even be worried about that stuff. You're going to have enough on your plate when you turn 18, and then everybody starts saying that you're grown. You can sign up for the military, or your parents, or your guardian, whoever, going to say, oh, I got to get out there and work. You got to bring in the bacon and help us out and all that. So at 15, even when I was growing up at 15, we wasn't rich or nothing. My father worked in a factory. My mother didn't work. 6 kids. Come on, y'all. You know how it is. We struggle. We had good days and bad days. Nobody's going to be have the greatest time all the time, but you know, I say out of seven, I go this low. Out of 7 days, let's try to have 4 good days, and if you can do more, great. Because in this world, it's going to be some up and down every day. Let's be honest. Let's do the real talking here. Let's be honest. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of that real quick. Let's go to the next topic. As I said, the next topic was money. I delved in that a little bit real quick. Like I said, I'm not rich. I don't have a lot of money. I'm just struggling like everybody else. I'm learning things to help me survive on my journey, in this life. And I found a little small thing that helps me out. I found it a few years ago. It made sense. Like I said, I'm not a money man. I didn't have those big jobs. I didn't make a lot of money. So I'm just like you guys. I keep telling you, I'm just like you guys. I know what it is. You can't tell me, you don't know nothing. You live here. You have this. No, I'm struggling. I got to pay bills too. It hurts. I have good days and bad days. So think of this on your money. Just something small and simple to all my people that just starting off that got a low end job or think they got a low end job and don't realize that it's good to have a job because you're on your journey for self preservation. Because the longer you stay on public assistance and you have that mindset where you just want to keep staying on public assistance and don't want to do nothing, everything you got to get, somebody got to give it to you. It's gonna deteriorate your mind. Your mind not gonna grow. Trust me, I've been there. So it's good to work somewhere, and then you can build on from there if you want to be an entrepreneur or you just want to keep working. There's nothing wrong with either both. You can do both, there's nothing wrong with that. So don't let people discourage you. But what is wrong is when you try to stay on the system too long because you get apathy and it just takes away your will to do anything, because you're expecting that every day. So let's not try to get on that. Let's just stay on there temporarily. And it's a good system to stay on there temporarily till you get yourself back on your feet. I love it. The only problem I have with it is like when someone make over the poverty line, like myself. Let's say I get out there and I don't have no health insurance. I get laid off from a job or the job move or whatever. They got this thing called Cobra. I don't know much about it. I just heard about it a few times when I got laid off or lost a job, and everybody hollering about health insurance. I'm like, oh, well, I got Cobra, right? And they like, yeah, but then you look at Cobra. Cobra is very expensive. I don't even know why they still have that in the system. They should get rid of that. It's ridiculous. If you laid off and you're only getting like 50% or whatever it is of your money, how you gonna pay for Cobra? Cobra is very expensive. Look Cobra up, Google it. Everybody can Google everything. And also, I think since people pay into the welfare system, I think once you get down on your luck, I think you should be able to get on that medical system temporarily till you able to get back on your feet like everybody else. Why not? Just because I made 100,000 or whatever, I should be able to get on that medical system till I can get back on my feet to make close to that or less than that. But uh, a medical is very expensive. But you got people here that don't pay in the system. Let's be honest. And they get all kind of free medical and dental and stuff like that. But if I fall on hard times or someone else out there that worked every day, make a little bit over the poverty line, and then you fall on hard times, you got to give up your house, you got to give up your car, you got to empty your little bank account with your few dollars in there. I thought it's to keep you upheld, to keep you from falling down. I thought that's what the welfare system was, where you don't have to be out there on the street begging and stuff like that. But it seemed like it's just for a segment of people, and for that segment of people, it's to keep them on there so they can just keep taking our tax dollars and saying they're using it to give it there. But actually, they're using our tax dollars for all kind of other stuff, which is I don't mind doing that, but let me know because, as I said before earlier in the show, um, you guys that run our money, the politicians and stuff like that, you don't make a product like I do or like everybody else do. McDonald's people stand there making hamburgers all day. They're making a product, and people cleaning floors, etc., etc. Cops, firemen, they're going out there risking their lives fighting fire. Come on, guys, let's get real. Let's be real. So I think we should be able to get on that system right away so that get the stress off of us, and we don't have to worry about going to a doctor. And we also should get some type of assistance on paying our mortgage, our rent, or whatever for at least 6 months. To get us going. The government should give us some of our tax money back to do that, because our government do use tax money for all kind of other stuff that we disagree with, but we give them the power to vote it in and stuff like that. And that's why we need to have term limits and get them off of that. But we'll go into that to another day. Also, the last thing I'm gonna talk about on the first episode is yourself. Um, just take care of yourself first, because if you're not feeling good, if you're not healthy, money wise, spiritual wise, just in life in general, whatever you want to call it, you can't help nobody else. All you can do is listen to their problem. And you know what I find out what a lot of people do, and I used to do this too. Um, Misery loves company. We all heard that old saying before. Misery loves company. So you have a problem going on, nobody know about it. Then you talk to a friend, co-worker, blah, 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 whoever. And you like, wow, I'm glad I ain't going through that. Tell me you ain't never said that before. I know you did because I done it before. I said it before. So let's remember to take care of ourselves first. And don't let nobody say that's selfish. That's self-preservation. It's always number one. Then you can start branching out and helping people and doing other things. Because if you ain't solid, I don't know what you're doing. You just add more chaos to your life. You add chaos of their problems with yours, and both of y'all gonna be all over the place. You're gonna be like the dog chasing his tail, don't know what the heck going on. And one more thing too. I keep saying this, but let me get off of here. With the money thing, try saving just $25 a week. I remember I used to be the more low end jobs and stuff like that. I didn't have but $20 after I paid my cable bill and all this car, no blah blah blah. I had like $25 to my name. To Dr. I should get paid every 2 weeks. You guys know, girls know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, wow. But if you just say $25 a week, that's $100 a month. That's 4 weeks, $25. Come on, we know we drink it up. We buy 2 drinks at the bar. That's 25. Come on, whatever you make an hour. Let's say you make 12.50 an hour. That's only 2 hours out of a week that you can say. Only 2 hours. You work 40 hours a week on a regular without overtime. So it's only two hours now. If you make 12.50 an hour. If you make a little less, then it'd be 3 or 4 days. But you get what I'm saying. So do that for 6 months. You know how they tell us to do all this weight thing. I need to lose weight, of course. That's one thing I need to work on. That's my own personal demon. But you know, we all have them. I'm good at this, and some things I ain't good at. So you know, if I was perfect, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys. But just $25 a week. Just do it for 6 months. That's $600 in 6 months of your life. I ain't talking about 10 years, 20 years. 6 months. That's $600. $100 a week. I mean a month. Now you can start there and say, once you complete that, say, I'm never gonna go below that 600 ever in my life again, no matter what's going on. There has to be. Well, if I'm dead, I won't need it, right? So, $600. Don't sound like a lot of money to a lot of y'all, right? Trust me. Ask somebody that's getting on welfare. Ask somebody that's getting food stamps and that. $600 is a lot of money. So ask somebody that's working a $10 an hour job. $15 an hour. That's a lot of money. So don't ever say that ain't no money. Any money is a lot of money, because any money is better than what? Having no money, right? So don't lose that. That's one thing. Just lose that mindset out the bat. So you don't go below that 600, okay? Then next time, try it another 6 months and see if you can make it to the next 6 months. Guess what? Because I guarantee you, once you get that 600, you're going to feel good. God damn, I did it for 6 months. I thought I would never do that. I always was negative in my account. But now you got 600 in there and you taste it. And you like, wow, I like the way that looked. Then you go for your next 600 in a year, 6 more months. In a year, you got $1,200. Man, I never had $1,200 in my account. I can't remember. The only time I usually have that much when I get my refund check, and I blow that in two months or something. And now I got it here sitting here, and I'm still good. And you know what I'm gonna say? Keep going. Now, if something come up and you got to have some tires for your car, or you need something came up, you got sick, you couldn't work that day, you need a couple extra $100, take off that day or whatever. Now you got that buffer zone. You got that extra 600. Because remember, I said don't go below the 600. Don't ever do that unless it got to be dire straits, or you'll be back down to zero, and it's hard to start over again. So now you got that $600 buffer to do whatever you want with, and hopefully nothing happened where you got to touch it. Then we go to the next 6 months. Like then you know you got $1,800. Oh, you flying high now. Wow, I thought I only make $10, $12 an hour. I thought I could never save this amount of money. Remember, it's only $25 a week. You can cut somebody grass, rake a yard a couple of times a week to make that little $25. Like I said, start somewhere where you can reasonably make it. Don't worry about what your friends and everybody else doing. Some of them are good at making money way up there. Just take care of yourself first. All right. This is Hard Hat Conversations. I'll see you again later. Peace out.